Hey everybody, welcome back into Occupy Democrats. And as we all witness Donald Trump's hands slowly slide off the steering wheel due to age, mental acuity, and whatever else, we need to understand, while he's in office, the people around him, not just his cabinet, but his operatives, look at the people who are going to stand him up in this breaking story and drive the truck right through America for him. That's going to become just as dangerous as Donald Trump himself. And in this breaking story, I'm going to show you one of the most vile things you've heard from one of his key operatives ever. I'll get that in just a few seconds. And if you'd like to see Mango Muppet out of the White House as much as I would, subscribe to the channel. But let's bear in mind that just recently this year, Steve Bannon, one of Trump's besties, said this.
As God is my witness, if we lose the midterms and we lose 2028, some in this room are going to prison, myself included.
And since the Turning Point USA AmFest in Phoenix, Arizona, the organization foundation started by Charlie Kirk, just met right now, 1 year ago, listen to what Steve Bannon said then, here.
The political class is infected with a malignant cancer. That cancer is bipartisanship, right? What happened in the primary? Trump ran the table, correct? Was there any bipartisanship? Let's go back in time. What they had done is stolen an election, and what they were prepared to do to the country was pure evil.
And then this.
They're not going to stop. They're getting more and more and more radical.
And as he calls the left radical, check out what he said about Trump's third term here.
Will Trump run for a third term?
Yes.
So,
and he'll win the third term, and he'll be the president.
Court think about that? I mean,
we'll have to see at the time.
And a quick reminder how Charlie Kirk would couch Project 2025. This.
So I just want you to clear some things about Project 2025.
So it was authored by an outside group called the Heritage Foundation, not part of the Trump campaign, and now Trump is being blamed for every single part of it. So let me tell you what this would be like. Donald Trump's true Project 2025 is lower energy costs, lower home prices, and a stable country.
And yet, of course, everything Charlie just said, Trump hasn't done, and there's nothing stable about America right now. But don't ever forget, this was the finishing thought by Steve Bannon right here.
We have to codify what President Trump has done by executive order. We've got to put aside these structural barriers and get on with it. The 10 reasons we need to do it. And these are heavy hitters on what I would call the constitutional, the limited government constitutionalist in our movement.
Love how he says we don't like the structure, meaning you don't like the three branches of government. But in this breaking story, what Steve Bannon just said at Turning Point USA this year in Phoenix to keep MAGA going crazy about the death of Rob Reiner is beyond vile. But yes, nonetheless, this is exactly what he said. And this is a guy who will be the person who grabs the wheel when Trump's hands fully fall off of it. Check out this video right here.
The Rob Reiner situation is obviously a tragedy. The president's giving you his unique take on things about that situation. But James Carville, I think he had a couple of pops in him, but he got on some streaming show, and he made the comment that he didn't want to hear about Charlie Kirk anymore. That Rob Reiner had a bigger impact on America and American culture, on America. You make a handful of crappy movies. Charlie Kirk changed the direction of this country and saved this country. And then was assassinated in the process. Dude, you raised a kid that split your throat. I'm just saying. I hate to be brutally frank about it, but I'll be brutally frank about it. But for Carville to get on there and to say that Rob Reiner did more for American culture than Charlie Kirk, this shows you how demonic they are. I'm telling you, when the economy turns, you have no earthly idea what they're going to be prepared to do to hold, because they want to send Trump to prison. They want to send all of us back to prison. They want to send the J6 guys back to prison, and they want to put you in prison, take all your wealth, all your earnings, and screw up everything for your children. And not just that, they want to come in and make sure you can't practice your religion because they're a bunch of atheistic Marxist demons.
Yes, that's what he said. He actually piled on and blamed Rob Reiner himself for the child he'd raised for his own death. That is way beyond, in ways, what President Trump had posted, which is bad enough. But that's why the Steve Bannons and the Stephen Millers of the world, as Trump slowly descends into wherever his brain is going to take him, these are the folks that are actually handling the controls behind Trump. So when I say stay frosty, this is a tremendous example of what I mean. Codify Trump executive orders into the Constitution, because Steve Bannon and Stephen Miller would take over this country by constitutional force in 2 seconds if we let them. So let's not. You guys can like, share the video, and yes, stay frosty.